Well, all right, and welcome to the God Talk with the host, Chris Marquardt. I'm so sad that we have to end this message series, but this message is called Devoted. I'm looking at how when we devote our life, what that really means, what it really truly means to be devoted. And if you've been with me through these past few weeks, we've been looking at what it truly means to be devoted, what it truly means to give our life, what it truly means to give our life to God. And so as we look through these things, and as we look at what it truly means to be devoted, we're going to see God do something in our life that is so spectacular. Why? Because we have found ourselves being devoted. And so if you guys have been with me, I also told you guys, find something that is worth being devoted to. Find something that you do not waste your time on, but that you are passionate about and that you are totally devoted to. And so as we go through this last part of being devoted, we're going to be looking at different aspects of what it truly means to be devoted. And so today we're going to be looking at the aspect of devoted love. Devoted love, what it truly means for us to be devoted in such a way that not even death can keep us down. Not even death can separate us from the love that we have with Christ and with our fellow apostles. So often we look at the word love and we think to ourselves, we say to ourselves, I am not worthy of this love. Or we say to ourselves, how can anyone love me? Or we look at love as something that teenagers say to one another when they're not really sure what else to say. And we've taken this concept of love and what it truly means, and we've made it into a Hallmark card. What love truly means to us is putting ourselves and putting others before ourselves, and telling ourselves we're going to humble myself. I'm going to humble myself to the thing I love. Basically saying I bow down to it. And there are different forms of love. But today the form that we're going to be looking at is the form that we have with God. Not with things, not with material things, but with people, with God. And when we love one another, love is saying, I put you first, above all else. I put this person above all else. And so we see that when we devote ourselves to love, and we devote ourselves to what it truly is, what God has planned out for us to do, and that's when we can truly experience His love. That's when we can truly experience His love. And so if you guys have your Bibles today, again, we're going to be in Romans. And we're going to be in Romans 12, verse 15. And again, looking at what it truly means to be devoted, what it truly means to be with God. And if you guys have remembered, we were in Romans 12, verse 10. And we're going to read that one again. But we're going to be looking at what it truly means to be devoted. So often we take the word devoted and we take the word love and we say that it's devoted love. But we don't actually devote our time and our effort and our talents into love. And to loving someone. And to caring for that person. When we say we love them, it means that we are putting them above all else. We are putting them before all things. When we are standing on that podium with our wife, exchanging rings, and we say we love you to each other, that means that you are putting yourself, or you are putting others before yourself. And that person is putting putting you before themselves. Saying, I will give up what I have, what I hold most dear. And when we say we love is not just something that we say and then it fades away. Love stays with us forever. But the world's shown us that, oh no, only love lasts only for a little bit. Oh, if you love this person, it's only gonna be for a little while. And that is not how God intended us to be. God has intended us to love and love unconditionally. He does. And so, when we are devoted, not only in spirit, not only in our words, but when we are devoted in our actions, and the things that we say, and the actions that we take in love, that is when we truly know who God is, because God directs our life. He directs our path. He directs everything about us. And so if you guys have your Bibles, blow them off, dust them off, whatever you gotta do to get them open. Because we're looking at devoted love. Not just love that the world has said is love. Not love that we see on the internet, like Kim Kardashian and Kanye. But true love. And when we use the word love, and we put the word devoted into it, it doesn't just mean that we are devoted to loving this person sometimes. It doesn't mean that we just love this person when we have to. Being devoted means putting your time, your effort, your talent into the thing that you are most passionate about. And when we are passionate about loving one another, we combine that to be devoted love. Just how Christ loves us. This is love. This is love. How Christ showed his devoted love to us was dying, was taking our place and saying, you know what? It's okay. I will bear this for you. I will bear the cross. I will bear the humiliation. I will bear all these things in my Father's name. This is love. Love is a single mother taking care of her child, doing whatever she can to support that child. Even if the child sometimes doesn't like it, sometimes doesn't see why she's doing it. That's love. Devoted love is staying with a job, even though it hurts. Even though the boss can be a jerk sometimes. Persevering, sticking through it. That is devoted love. What love is to us depends on who you want to be. On who you want to be. How Christ showed his love. He picked up the cross and he walked to the hills of Calvary. And he placed the cross. Even though people were making fun of him. They're like, huh? See that? If he was so powerful, he'd have somebody else carry his own cross. But he's carrying the cross. Oh, look at him. Look at him. If he was truly the Messiah, he wouldn't have gotten beat up. But instead, through all the ridicules, through all the cut downs, through all the people turning their noses and scoffing, he kept going. And when he was on that cross, prepared to die for what we as humans created in the Garden of Eden was sin. Sin entered the world because of man. And so God said, you know what? I'm going to clean up their mess. And so Christ sent his son to die for us, taking our place. And as he was dying on that cross, he looked up to heaven and he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He could have, instead of showing this incredible love, could have said, you know what, that's it. That's it. I'm not down for you guys. You guys keep mocking me, and you guys keep spitting at me. You guys just keep being so mean that I don't even need to die for you guys. Yeah, that's right. I don't need to die for you guys. But this is the path that I am choosing. And so when we look at devoted love, it doesn't mean just love when things are easy, but love when things get tough. Love when things get hard. Love when there is no other option. Love when even it looks like you shouldn't even be loving that person anymore. Being devoted in your love. It's not always easy. Being devoted in love. Being devoted in who you are as a person defines the characteristics that God has set in you today. And so, if you guys have your Bibles, read along with me. We're going to be in Romans 15, verse 10 and 15. It says, be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Verse 10. Verse 15, it says this. It says, rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Love in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but willing to associate yourselves with people of low positions. And I love that. Because God is saying, when you devote yourself to being the person that I have called you to be, it doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, where you've come from. When you are totally devoted in me, and you're totally devoted in my love, there is no sea, there is no ocean, there is no place that is too wide, too big for me to conquer. There is no place too wide, too far for me to spread my net of love. And so when it says mourn with those who mourn, rejoice with those who rejoice, love with those who love. God says be devoted in each and every single one of those. Because when you are devoted in love, you can mourn with those who mourn. You can rejoice with those who rejoice. By the way that you love. By the way that you love. And so we've seen so many people throughout the entire scriptures who loved God and loved who they were, so much so that they were willing to die for their faith. And that was all 12 disciples. Because they devoted their life and devoted their love to God. They devoted who they were as a person. And they said, you know what? I will follow God to the end of the earth. I will follow you no matter where you go. Whether it's across the seas or across the land, I will follow you. And they were so devoted in this that when God went up into heaven, they continued to do the things that God called them to do. And even years later, when people looked at them and said, you should really renounce your faith, because that one day will get you killed. And if you don't renounce your faith right now, you're going to be killed, and it's going to be merciless, and it's going to be cold. And, everyone's going to see it. It's going to be public. And we're going to make it very humiliating. And, just renounce your faith. It's so easy. Come on. I did it. You can do it. Everyone can do it. It's so easy. But they devoted their life and their love to God so much that they were willing to die. So I want to ask you guys right now, what are you devoted to? What passions are you so devoted to that you would die for them? What ideas do you have that you would die for them? And I also want to ask you guys, would you die for God? If someone came to your house today with an M16 in their hand, and they say, renounce